All right, guys, this is part two on how to make a social media app. So, first off, we have the screen of the login page, and we basically laid out all the buttons and the inputs and everything. So, what we're going to do is add some functionality. So, this sign up button, whenever we click it, it needs to change this form. It needs to add some, things for first name and last name and a place where they can input their email address. So, they sign up with their email. Okay, so basically, what we're gonna do first is let's create a new form. So I have these inputs in a login form, and I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate that. And what we're gonna do is, let's call this the sign in form or the sign up form. Okay. So now we're gonna label this as well to the sign up input. And then same thing with here, sign up input. Okay. So down here, what we're gonna do is add a workflow. Now these workflows are gonna be the back end of your app. So we're gonna get right into it. If I click add workflow, it takes us to the backend page, and this is where we're gonna be adding our functionalities, our triggers, our actions, anything you know about automations. This is where everything is gonna happen. So what we're gonna do is, okay, so what happens when we click sign up? We're gonna add the workflow. And what we wanna do first before we do that is we need to create different custom states for this whole page. Okay, so I have this page in a floating group. I just added that. I didn't show it in the last video. So basically, a floating group is a group that just stays and you can't scroll. And every time you scroll, it's just like right there in the screen. So I'm going to create a custom state for this workflow. And I'm just going to write state. And I'm going to do text. So custom state is basically different values that are going to appear on the screen. If I write over here the default custom state of this state is login, that basically means that it's gonna always appear on the login page whenever you open this page. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go to my group login form where all the login inputs are, and we're gonna define a condition. So what is that going to say? It's going to say when floating group A, the state is log in, or let's do sign up. This element is not visible. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this one. When floating group A state is login, this element is not visible. So basically that means whenever this page is in different states, this one's going to be visible when that state is login, and then the sign up form is going to be visible when it's sign up. Okay, so we're going to add two new inputs. So that's going to be first name and last name, and then we're just going to put email. Okay, so email, password. Now what we want to do is whenever this is clicked, we're basically going to switch that form, right? And then we're also going to do a condition that says when floating group A state is login, this text is going to say log in, and then we're also going to do the same thing here. When floating group A state is sign up. The text is, I'm gonna say have an account. Okay. So basically whenever this form changes, this is also gonna change. So let's do a workflow on this. So edit this workflow. So text when sign up is clicked, but so these are the triggers, right? So we want to do a condition on this trigger. Only when floating group A state is login. We're gonna set the state of floating group A to sign up. And then we're just gonna copy this, paste that there, and then we're gonna just change this to sign up, and then login. Okay. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. Okay, so don't have an account, log in. Okay, so this needs to be switched because we messed that up. So sign up when sign up. Okay. Don't have an account, sign up. Have an account, log in. So these change. You see that? Okay, that's perfect. So we got all the inputs right here. If you want to sign up, do that. First name, last name, email. Okay, cool. So that right there is that functionality. And then what we're gonna do is add functionality to this login button. So just delete this right here. Okay, so let's go back and go here to this login button, wherever this is. Right here, login button. So we're gonna add a workflow. Before we do that, let's also let's add a condition that says when floating group A state is sign up. Sign up. This label is gonna say sign up. Okay, and then you can trigger this and say on just to see how it looks. So what we're gonna do is go here and click edit workflow, and when button login is clicked. So now we're gonna do, it's the same button, right? So we need to make sure that it's floating group A state is login, and then we're gonna add another workflow is sign up. So there's two different functionalities that it has based on what the custom state of this page is. Okay. All right. So we've labeled all of this, right? So we know what to do over here. So when the custom state is login, let's do the sign up first. So we just sort of sign the user up. Input for the email would be sign up input. Okay, hold on. I don't know what, we just need to do this so that we know what we're doing, what we're labeling, right? Sign up input first name. Sign up input last name, and then sign up input email. Okay, and then the sign up input password. Okay, cool. So we go here and we write sign up input emails value, and then sign up input passwords value. Okay, cool. Remember the email? Yeah, why not? All right, so sign up, sign the user up, and then because we have the first name, we're also going to do make changes to current user. And what we're going to want to do is go to our data. So this is where the data stores, and this is the database right here. You got your privacy and your data types, right? So basically this is going to be where you're setting your rows and your columns. Okay, so default it's users, right? Those are the first table that you have. So you have users. I added phone numbers off screen because we're going to have phone numbers. We're going to be able to log in with the phone number. We're also going to have username as a text, and then first name as a text, and then last name as a text. Now, field type basically means what is the data going to be. So you can actually have certain columns and rows as different things, right? So it can be a number, it can be a range of numbers, it can be a date, boolean, yes or no, file, image, whatever, right? So for these, they're just texts, okay? So I got first name, last name, phone number, username. This is all associated with user. So for every user, you're gonna have first name, last name, phone number, username, okay? And then obviously the email, modified date, created date. Slug, you don't have to worry about that right now. So basically, we're gonna go back here and make changes to the current user. First name equals sign up input first name's value. Last name equals sign up input last name's value, okay? You know what? We're gonna add in this form also username and phone number. And phone number. Okay. All right, cool. So go back here. You're gonna write username, input username's value, and phone number. Sign up input phone number is value. Okay. So look, see how it's red? These all turned out to be okay. Red basically means there's a problem. Now, phone number, that data type is a number. It has to be a number, okay? So it can't be any text or anything like that. So what we're gonna have to do is click more and scroll down these operators, and we're gonna put converted to number. So now it's blue. So basically, converted to number takes that whatever's in that input and just takes out all the text and just leaves it as numbers, right? If there's no numbers, all text is just gonna be blank. If there's like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, it's just gonna be 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. So sign the user up, make changes to the user, add all the credentials, and what we can do is actually check if there's a username. So sign the user up only when do a search for users with the username and input username as value. So it's basically searching for those people. And first item, last item, random item. So these are basically, so okay, what's going on is it's searching for users. So see how it says evaluates as a list of users? So it's gonna search for all the users because username, sign up input, maybe in the database there's multiple. So it searches for all of them, we know that there's only going to be one person with that username, so we're just going to put first item and user's name, or we're just going to put first items is not empty or is empty. So basically what's happening is it's searching for users with this username. If it's empty, it's going to run this workflow. It's going to assign the user up. And if it's not, we can put a number or put a text right here, just right over here, and make it red. This username already exists. All right, let's make it look nice. Okay. So sign the user up. Now, what we can do is hide this. So we're gonna go here, layout, and it's not gonna be visible on page load. So it's not gonna be there, and we're gonna collapse it when it's hidden, right? Because we don't want it to just take up a bunch of space. So collapse when it's hidden basically means it's not gonna just be a blank space. It's just gonna close it. And then we're gonna add a workflow. So if someone clicks that, and we're gonna say show an element text, this username already exists, only when sign up input username value, or we're gonna do the same thing, do a search for user with username equals input username value, first item is not empty. Okay, sign the user up only when there's no one with that username. Now Bubble will already automatically know if there's an email associated with a different user, so it's not going to sign them up anyways. So we want to know if they put a username that someone has, this is going to show up. That's all that's going to happen, right? Make changes to user only when current user is logged in. I'm pretty sure that will make it to where if they don't sign up, they're not going to get logged in. So this would only work if this works, not when it goes to this. So we can actually just test it out right now. Okay. So we're here, click sign up, first name, Osama, school, username, tech, Osama, phone number 1234567 email tech@osama.com, password 1234567 sign up. Okay, sign me up. So let's try that again. All right, that username already exists, so it doesn't sign me up. Now I wanna see that it's gonna take us to this feed page that I had right here. So this feed page basically says it's gonna take us to that page if we logged in. So we're gonna say go to page, feed only when current user is logged in. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete that. Just gonna delete both of these. All right, and then we're gonna sign up again. Osama school tech dot Osama 1234567 tech at osama.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sign up. Okay, cool. So sign me up. I went to that page. Now I can just click this, log out, and it'll take me back to this page. Okay. So now I should be able to sign up right over here, or after I complete the workflow, that is. But if I click sign up, and then let's say I do another name, whatever it is, and then I write tech.sama, phone number, anything, and then even if I put like this, my email right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I click sign up, this username already exists. Cool. So it works the way we want it to work. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna do this button, right? The login button, right here. So when the floating group A state is in login state, this is what's gonna happen. So over here, we're gonna have the ability to log in from email, username, or your phone number. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna create different triggers. Okay, so let me just minimize this right now. So custom event, when user or login with username, and then we're going to create another custom event, login with email, another custom event, log in with phone. Okay, now this will make sense in a second. So if I come here now, when the floating group A state is login, we're gonna have 3 different actions. Okay, so we're gonna say custom events, trigger a custom event, and login with email only when how are we gonna do this? Okay, so do a search for user, their email equals login input username emails password value. First item is not empty. Okay. So now we're gonna do this. So basically, if that username or whatever input is in that email or phone number or whatever they put in there, if the email exists with a user, it's going to trigger this workflow. Okay, so in this workflow, we're going to say log the user in, and the email should be login input username's value, and then the password would be login input passwords value. Okay, and then go to page feed only when current user is logged in. All right, cool. Then we're going to do the same thing with the phone number. So custom event, trigger custom event, login with phone only when do search for user or their phone number equals login input phone number's value. Look how it's red. We still need to do convert it to number. Okay. Search for users. First item is not empty. Login with phone. We're going to log them in. The email is going to be do a search for users with their phone number equal to that input's value converted to number. search for users first items phone number converted to number. Okay, no, sorry. For first items email. Okay, and then login, input usernames, values, password. Then go to page, feed, only when current user is logged in. Same thing with the email, or same thing with the username. So we're gonna log the user in. The email is do a search for username equals login, input username's value, first items email, password is whatever they put in the login input password. Then go to page, feed, only when current user is logged in. Okay, so basically we have the button, it's clicked, and we have these two triggers. I'm about to add the last trigger. Log in with username, only when, how do we do it? Search for users, do a search for user, or their username equals login input username's value. First item is not empty. Okay, so we have these three triggers, so let's test it out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Fuck. All right, so we basically have that phone number. Let's see in our database. So we have the data right here. The username is Tech Osama, so I can write Tech. Okay, hold on, there's something wrong. We need to change that. So this is not a password, this is a text. This is the password. Okay, email password. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you want to make sure that your input is set right. So okay, tech.osama 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Click enter. See, it logs me in, so I can log out. I can also do the phone number. So what did I put as the phone number? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Log in. It's gonna log me in, and I can also log in with the email, which was tech@osama.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and it logs me in. Okay, so now we have the ability. You can log in with your phone number, username, or email, password, and then forgot your password. We have the login with Facebook button. I'm not gonna get into login with Facebook right now. I'll give you a rundown of how that works. Basically, Bubble has a bunch of plugins that you can use, and you could add a plugin and search for Facebook, and you would install that plugin, and you would have to configure it, right? So I'll do that for another video, but for right now, let's just go ahead and get on with the feed. So that basically is the login page. And for forgot your password, we're gonna have to create a forgot your password page, right? So okay, there is a page right here, reset your password, and you do have to add a workflow that does something whenever they put in a new password. So the way that you would do that is you click forgot your password, add workflow. Okay. Send password reset email. Email to reset would be the login input. So whatever they put in their email and they click that, they basically will send them this link, and it will take them to this page where they can reset their password here. And then you, with this confirm button, you would just do that, and then navigation, go to page, or I think there's a we have to configure it and say reset the password. Password would be input that. I don't know why it's like that, but basically you would just do it by both input, right? And then you can either have a pop-up show that says thanks, your password reset, then go to the page, but basically that's how it works, right? Go to the index, okay? So I'm not going to do it right now because I don't even have my email on there, but let's just go ahead and go on with the video. So on your feed, this is basically the powerhouse of everything, right? Let's keep that login button actually, just in case. So how do we want to design our feed? Now, I can get really complex with it, but I'm just going to keep it really, really simple because this video is more of a tutorial about getting started with Bubble. And let's say you have an idea of a social media app. This will be the perfect start out series, tutorials, and whatever. So what you do over here is you want to, so we're going to go back to our drawing board, basically, Google Images. We're going to go to Instagram feed. And this is a $1 million hack, by the way. If you don't want to pay a designer thousands of dollars, just go to professional companies that already did and just copy what they're doing, because they hire people that study psychology, they hire people that study design, architecture, all of these things they pay a lot of money for, and they know the hacks and tricks to have something visually appealing and also keep people on their app. So you just want to copy them. It's kind of like how Burger King places their restaurants right next to McDonald's, because McDonald's does the research, Facebook, Burger King's not going to do all that. They just copy what McDonald's is doing. So Instagram feed page. Okay, so right over here. So look, so we have the navigation at the bottom. At the top, we have, plus post, notifications, and messages. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. So this whole thing is a floating group, by the way, right? So this is just a page. What we want to do is put a floating group, and this floating group is going to be our views. Okay, so the feed is going to be one view. The notification page is going to be another view. The messages page is going to be another view. My profile is going to be another view. Okay, so let's just go ahead and make the background the same color. And what I'm going to do is edit the style and make the background color that style, so I don't have to keep doing that over and over again. So, and then we're not going to make it fixed width. We're not going to make it a fixed height. Okay, cool. So we have floating group A, which is the page. And we're going to also put floating group at the top. And this is going to be our top page. Okay, so how we're going to do that is, if you can see over here, we're not going to make it a fixed width, but we are going to make it a fixed height. So the height is going to be really small. Let's make it like a 50. Okay, cool. So in this floating group is where we're going to have the top. So I want to go to maybe like an updated. This is an outdated version of Instagram. Instagram feed page, dark mode. I don't think you can even do light mode anymore. This is actually perfect right here. So look, this is the updated version of Instagram. Okay, so that's the top. You have right over here, the plus sign, and then the messages, and then you have the Instagram logo. It says Lorem Ipsum, but it's basically the Instagram logo if you check it. So what we're gonna do is put the image that we pulled off of Google Images. If I go over here to index, I'll just copy this. Go back to my feed. It's a pretty cool image, I'm not gonna lie. And we're gonna make it like 25, maybe 50. Yeah. Okay, so we have that. And let's see, because I want to make sure this is at the top. Okay, it is. Okay, so by the way, like, you see how it just moved me back? So because I have on the workflow in the feed, whenever the current user is logged out, it just goes to the sign-in page. So I'm just gonna delete that for right now, so we can look at it and just press preview. Okay, cool. So we have that, and then in this group, we're gonna put the logos, which are the buttons. So we got a plus sign and then a message sign right here. So we're gonna go to icons. Okay, so we gotta change the alignment for this. We're gonna make it a row, and then we're actually gonna put a group. We're gonna take this and put it in that group, and then this group is also gonna be a row, and we're gonna align it in the middle. This one also gonna be in the middle, and let's make this from left to right. Okay, so we're gonna have two icons, and then we're gonna put a space between them, which is gonna be a 10. I'm gonna make it white, and then this also is gonna be white. This is gonna be a plus sign right here. This one is gonna be messages. You can do that, or the you could just scroll through these icons, see which one you like. That one is it's like a paper plane. Just like that. Okay, cool. Let's preview it. Looks pretty good. We can add a padding on it. So we'll go to this group and add a padding on the right of 10. Okay, cool. So that top looks fine. Looks pretty good. You got the scary monster and then the plus and the messages sign. Okay. I don't know what type of app is gonna have this logo. Probably some creepy app, but fuck it. So let's go ahead and add the bottom navigation. So we're gonna do another floating group. We're just gonna duplicate this for simplicity purposes. Okay, and then this one, floating group C, is gonna be at the bottom. And now we're just gonna add our logo. So we're just gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna make this type of layout. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we're actually just gonna make them icons. Icon. Make it white. so this is the home page. So put home. I don't like this one. That one's better. You got the home, you got your search bar. Search. Let's make a better one. Okay. And then the reels. So one thing about app and user experience and user design, the middle button right over here at the bottom navigation is always going to be the one that people, it's like the call to action, right? That's going to be the best feature of the app. It's going to be right there in the middle. So like posting maybe reels that Instagram has that, you know, keeps people on forever, or adding an image, whatever it is, right? So you want to have the middle one, the most important one. So what I'm going to do is just put another plus sign. And then let's see what Instagram has. Notifications. This one is outdated. Let me just check my phone. What does it have right now? So the reel sign is right here. So I think we can do reels. Yeah, whatever. We'll just do one of these. Where'd it go? Yeah. Okay. And then this one's gonna be your profile. So that's gonna be, it's gonna be your profile image. So we're just gonna do this. You can put an image, but okay, let's just do person. Boom. Okay, perfect. Let's make this smaller. Or let's do, yeah, let's put all these in the middle. Let's just make it smaller, honestly. Let's see. No, that should be fine, honestly. So look, now we have the top navigation and the bottom navigation. So let's preview it. Hold on, let me take the debugger. All right, cool. So there we go. Ignore this. So now we have our layout, right? This is basically the way it's going to be set up. Now we need our feed. So this is going to be probably the most complex part of this tutorial, because we're going to go into repeating groups, database structures, and then dynamic viewing. So let's forget about the amazing AI algorithm that feeds you the video that you actually want to see, and we'll stick to whoever you're following. All right, so let's just go and configure this database. And let's do this, right? So for every user, we're gonna put follows, okay? And that data type is gonna be a user and a list of users, okay? So who does this person follow? It's gonna be a list of users, okay? So let's go ahead and put, let's see. So there, for every image, there's like a top header, some settings, like a carousel, save button, message, like, and comments. So, and then the description. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it. First of all, that whole thing needs to be a repeating group. So we're just gonna do that. So one thing I just want to test out is so this floating group is going to have a margin. That top margin is going to be 50 because this is a 50. This right here is 50 height. Okay, so this is going to be is going to basically duck under this floating group at 50. Okay, so we can actually make it 60. Okay, so a repeating group. So what is a repeating group? It's basically a group that is dynamic to whatever is in it. So let's say you have a group of pictures, right? So pictures of this one user. So what if the user has one picture? What if the user has two pictures? What if he has three pictures? So it's just gonna populate based on like what the database is feeding it. So what we're gonna do is add this repeating group. And you know what? We're gonna put in a group. I'll show you why later. We're gonna put that repeating group inside of a group. And then this group is gonna be let's see, allow vertical content when allows scrolling when content overflows. This is not going to fit height to content. Okay, cool. So now we have this repeating group, and we're also going to just take that and not fit the height to content. What we're going to do here is also put a bottom padding of 60, because this one group is 60. Okay, cool. That's perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of repeating groups. So inside of a repeating group, you just have to basically set it up one time. So this would be the header, post header. So I'm just gonna put an icon of an image. So I'm just gonna copy this and then put it here. Okay. See how it just like repeats? Okay, let's do this. Alright, let's make it a row. And this one is like that. And then we're gonna put a text. Okay. And then we're gonna need those setting buttons. So the way we're gonna do that is put both of these into one group. This and that into this group, which this one has to be row as well. Okay. And then this is gonna be fit width to content. Maximum width is gonna, let's just make it like 250 or something. And then we're going to do another group in there. So this post header, we're going to make it like this. So that basically means end to end, right? Should have a name to it. Doesn't, whatever. Okay, so we're going to add another group. And or we don't even have to have a group. We can just put an icon in there. And it's going to be dots. Let's find the same thing. 3 dots, just like that. Okay. Okay, perfect. So now let's add an image. Hold on. So that's the post header inside of this repeating group. And then we're going to do image. now we have the image. So we got an image, and then what else do we need? And then this little thing right here. So we're just gonna go and do another group under the image. Next. And then this is gonna be a row. And we're gonna put another group in there. Also a row. Fit with the content. And then we're gonna add some icons. Okay. This is gonna be heart. Comment. Again, I'm just making this exactly like Instagram. I wanted to just make a social media tutorial page, but I guess I'm just gonna go with replicating Instagram at this point. So, all right, and then message, which is, let's just copy this instead of looking for it. All right, and then that. Let's add some space between these things. Make it 5, 3. 3 is good. Yeah. Okay, and then the save button at the end. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add another icon. Let's see if they have the same icon. Oh, fuck it, whatever. Let's just do this one. All good. And then let's add a padding to it too. Left 3, right 3. Okay. Now look, if I preview it, nothing's gonna show up, right? Because that repeating group is gonna need some data to go with it. It's gonna need some data, and we're gonna have to configure it. So let's do that right now. Hold on, let's see how much time we have on this. Okay, let me go ahead and do this, and then I can stop this for part 3. So I'm just gonna add a comment, like a comment section. So this is gonna be another group under that. Then we're gonna have some text. Okay. Cool. All right, so in part 3, I'm gonna go over like repeating groups and how to feed the data into the feed page so that you can see whatever you're seeing.